What it do, everybody? It is the one and only, everyone's favorite, the true masterpiece, Q here, doing what he does best. Be a beast at everything he does. So, what is going on? Bit of an impromptu, relatively late night stream, but we got plenty of time. So, it's not going to be a long one. We're going to get it over and done nice and quickly. Well, maybe not nice and quickly. It sounds like I don't want to be here. No. That's not the case. We're going to do another run. Another little extra as we go through this. Now, what up, Moonlight? What up? Welcome. I can't remember what I've done in this. I pressed the wrong button. That's a great start. I can't remember what I have and haven't done. But we're gonna hunt some dog tags. We're gonna do some. Wow. I was clearing it up on all the other difficulties. That's what it was. I think I've very easy done. Easy done. Probably normal done. We're gonna hit up the tanker. We're gonna jump straight to hard. Because we're gonna assume we already have everything done. Yeah, not game over because I want my, what do you call it? I want my tags. Don't worry, Beaver.
The Hudson River, 2 years ago.
I know you're loving it.
We had classified intelligence that a new type of metal gear was scheduled for transport. The whole thing stank, but our noses had been out in the cold too long.
Some good old classic David Hayter. Some of the cheesiness. Although he did sign a bunch of my Metal Gear stuff last year when I met him, which was amazing of him. Motion blur, lens flare. Everything for days. Of course, since it's a Kojima game, you can move the camera, you can zoom in and cutscenes, you can do everything. Oh, it's a Kojima game, so I just sit back for like 20 minutes and just fall asleep, a quick nap, and then the game starts. Then I get to play it for 5 minutes and boom, massive amount of cutscenes again. One thing I will say is that this remaster is fantastic. Solid 60 frames per second. Except for in very specific parts of cutscenes where they purposely, intentionally drop down the frame rate. Because back then, they couldn't do too much for cinematic effect. Unless you're Solid Snake. Turn invisible. He just casually has his stylish shades while he's invisible. Pulling that bungee cord. I mean, I love how whatever way it works, it just slowly lowers him down. It's not a bungee cord that snaps him over anyway. Not a big step. Well, I have a feeling that this scene is a Terminator homage, because Kojima has no original ideas. He steals like 90% of them from film. I got no idea if Death Stranding is good. I have not played it, and I will play it next summer when it comes out on PC, because why would I play an inferior console version of the game that's available on PC?
Our boy.
It probably won't be any good because it's a Kojima game made post MGS3. But who knows? And yes, just like Kojima and his terrible writing and all, the stream title is designed to be incredibly confusing. Looks like I've accomplished that, so I'm happy I did it. Don't worry guys, we only got another 45 minutes of cutscenes before we can actually start the gameplay. Solid Snake.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh?
It's not
I'm at the same point.
it's not really Beaver, don't worry.
Stealth camo's busted. Landing impact.
I must have overused it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not in the military anymore.
Some games don't translate well to PC.
The private sector's not so bad. Privacy guarantee.
Interesting theory, Distracted. I mean, feel free to have your own wrong opinion, but interesting
And I can't say I missed the
reason.
nanny.
Mei Ling's not so bad. That reminds me, I have to get in touch with her again about that new Natick flashware.
Diverting toys from the SSCEN again? Give her a message from me. Someone will find out.
I can't remember who voices Otacon.
She's better off assuming it sooner and quit while she's safe.
Red Dead 2.
Okay, Snake, let's get to work.
Don't worry.
You know how the technical specs
It'll
of
be
Metal Gear were
fixed.
sold on the black market
Although I
after
will
Shadow
say, yeah,
Moses?
it shouldn't
All
have
Ocelot's doing.
been
Exactly.
released in that
And
state.
now every state, group, and .com has its own version of Metal Gear.
Not exactly a classified weapon for today's nuclear powers.
This new one seems to have been designed to wipe the floor with all
That's
the other
right.
models. The only consistent description is
That's
that it's
right.
an
You get some
amphibious
internal
anti-nuclear
monologues.
vehicle.
That explains why this one is under Marine Corps jurisdiction.
Well, it
The
will be
mission
fixed. I mean,
objective
look
is to make
at
visual confirmation of the new Metal Gear being
What's it
transported
called?
by that tanker and bring back photographic
GTA
evidence.
5.
But I want you first to
It's
go
on
up
the
to the
same
top
engine.
level of the infrastructure, to the bridge. We need to find out where the tanker is
And
headed.
I say
A
this
little
as someone who
reconnaissance,
has
huh?
no
There's too much we don't know
interest
about
in the
this new
game, and
prototype.
I have no horse in the race
Capabilities, deployment
essentially,
method,
because I don't
we
care
even
about
know
Red
how
Dead
close
2.
it is to completion. If we know where the testing arena is, I can start to draw some
I mean, they
reasonable
already
conclusions.
put out a patch
Alright,
for it
I'll head
and
to the bridge
fixed
ASAP.
a couple of the first
Try to
issues.
avoid confrontations.
I'm
Our
sure
goal
as
is to
time
collect
goes on, they'll
evidence
fix
on
it.
Metal Gear
Again,
development
they
and
shouldn't
expose it
have
to the
released it in
world.
that state, and
It would be
I hate
best
that I
if
have
we
to
get
say
out of
that,
there without alerting anyone.
but still.
Don't worry, I know the drill. We're not terrorists.
Very good. Don't you forget that you're part of Philanthropy now, an anti-Metal Gear organization and officially recognized by the UN.
Recognized, but still fringe.
Oh, don't worry.
Otacon.
That other one, which shall remain nameless, will... I mean,
Alright,
I'd
let's
say it'll
look at your
translate to PC just
Your
fine.
weapon is a tranquilizer gun converted from a Beretta M92F.
Regular Unreal Engine
Nine.
game, after all.
It's a little hard to work with because you have to reload after each shot since the slide locks.
Better than scavenging at the mission site. Good suppressor, too.
The chemical stun will take effect in a few seconds and last for hours. You can take down an elephant with that thing. Check out the laser sighting, too. The effects of the anesthetic
Fancy.
round will vary depending on what part of the body is hit. We're talking about a difference.
This is
of
actually
tens of
really
seconds
difficult.
between
Well, I won't say
hitting
really
limbs,
difficult.
chest,
It's
or
actually
head.
a
As for
little
the
bit
equipment-
of a challenge
Hey,
to play
Snake,
compared
cigarettes?
to
What's wrong with you?
original on the
It's kind of a lucky
PS2.
charm.
You haven't read the Surgeon General's warning, have you? Here's the digital camera. Works almost the same way as your old one.
I think this is the last cutscene before we actually get started.
They don't look armed.
Hey, Earth to Snake. These are nice, upstanding Marines, not terrorists. Don't get caught. You're in stealth mode here.
Sure, and if it comes to that, a little beauty sleep never hurt anyone. By the way, Otacon, are you sure of this intelligence?
Absolutely. Hacked it out of the Pentagon's classified files myself.
No traces?
Oh, please. I'm too good for that.
But this
Me
might
and
be a
Otacon,
trap.
we know what we're doing.
Remember, there's a price on our heads.
You're just being paranoid.
I hope so. Those men, you wouldn't think they were anything but civilians from here.
With all the ships passing on the river and in the harbor, putting uniformed Marines on the deck would be a bad idea. People can get a clear view of the water from Riverside, too.
I
The
do think
water line
it's
is too
interesting
high.
though.
According to the navigational
That
plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo
The
upriver.
Death
It's
Stranding
in there,
has a
no
Steam
doubt
page.
about it.
It also has an
Military
Epic
trains
Game
you
Store
to watch
page,
for
but
threats
if
from
they're
the
both
stern
already
on-road.
live,
That's SOP
which I
for
think is funny.
counter-terror ops too. Security should be tighter.
But Red Dead
You
2
worry too
has
much.
nothing.
Where's the target?
Satellite surveillance is a
was
major
actually just talking
international
to someone
pastime
about that
these
right
days.
before
I'd
we
say
started.
the cargo holds, safely below the deck. Do you see the entrance to the holds?
Looks like there are a few entryways into the crew quarters. The chopper. What?
The Bruskies are here. Yeah, I know that, Beaver. I know it was you.
Looks like we're not the only ones after Metal Gear tonight.
They're chasing this
Is that
cloud.
a chopper I just heard?
Get out of here.
Affirmative. Probably another cavalry.
Rip Marines.
It's their game. Hijack?
They're probably targeting the ship's controls.
Otacon. How many men do you need to take over a tanker of this size?
The ship is run by a computer, so I'd say about 18 people.
AKS 74U.
Oh, I was wrong. There's another. We got Ivan Dragov.
Russians?
You sure?
No Marine barber touched that head of hair. I'm transmitting a photo. Let's get an ID on him ASAP.
I'm on it.
This is the one I was thinking of. We'll get the gameplay eventually.
Looks like the tanker's theirs now. Ka-60 Kasatka.
Kasatka? Kamov chopper, right? Killer whale.
We need to get a fix on who they are.
Judging by their transport, aren't they some kind of military commandos?
Not necessarily. It could be the Ka-62, the civil model.
Look, Snake, all we need is the photographic evidence of Metal Gear. As long as we
I think
have
I've got a
those,
bunch
we
of
can put it
unlocks for
online
this,
and
actually.
blow the whole thing wide open.
Since I've already
Some
done
more
a couple of the
pyrotechnics,
difficulties to
okay?
get the
All right.
dog
My
tags.
best.
This isn't like Shadow Moses. Reach me if anything happens. The frequency's 141.12.
How can I check in and save my progress?
I'll do it. There's a frequency set aside for it. 140.96. Sorry, but no Mei Ling this time. Call me on the
Rip.
codec when you want to save.
Got it.
I'll be waiting just past the Verrazano Bridge. You need
We
to
all
be
love
off
ourselves
that
a
ship
little
by then.
mailing.
I'll be in touch.
Cute Asian girls? Okay in my book. We gotta hold up every guard. Let me see, what secrets do I have? I have a bandana. Okay, I'm gonna use the bandana. Because I could do it infinite ammo. He's over there on the left.
Freeze.
We got him. I have to be careful because since it's on a harder difficulty. Oh, that's bad. A lot of the guards are more resilient.
Freeze. No. Please don't.
Meaning I'll have to come back with a handgun to sort them out. Someone will put up a fight. Some medicine. Guards underneath me.
Freeze.
See, the thing that was so great about all this stuff is like you can shoot their radios out. There's other tricks you can do. His radio's gone. He can't call it back up. When you get quickly seen and the exclamation mark is above their head, you can just shoot it out quick if you're good enough and fast enough, and they lose interest with, or I shouldn't say interest, but they lose their ability. Okay, he's not putting up a fight. Wait, don't you worry, Jordan. Wait till you see the physics when we get inside, when we deal with the pantry. That's where the real deal is at. I just hope I can get in here without getting sick. Of course, it's a harder difficulty, so everyone wakes up quicker. Like it's small things like that. We come in from the cold outside into the warm innards, and oh look, the camera's steamed up. See, this is when Kojima used to be good, and he used to have great ideas, if you will, design choices. There was so much good stuff. But then, of course, all that has changed. You know what hasn't changed? These. Because war and babes never change. I already have the achievement for that, I believe. This was your least favorite MGS. Ooh. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Ooh. I mean, yeah, no one likes riding. Oh, from Snake Eater to this, okay. Oh, so you went backwards. Oh no, he sees me. It's see, again, stuff like that. He saw my footprints. He saw my wet footprints and followed them. And I am sick, so he heard me sneeze. And now he's coming after me. Oh, I'm in trouble. Didn't think he'd see me. Okay, he's unconscious. I'm not storing his body just yet because we want to wake him up. I mean, Snake Eater is by far the best MGS game. So yeah, I mean, if you come back from MGS 3 to this, it's understandable why it's not going to feel as good. But the cool, I want to say one of the coolest things about this was just how big of a jump between MGS 1 and MGS 2 there was. You don't get that kind of jump anymore.
Freeze.
And the thing that makes MGS 3 so special is because MGS 2 was so early in the console, it really feels like he took those extra few years after MGS 2 to refine it so much more to make MGS 3, which turned out to be fantastic and obviously the best MGS game. So you don't have it in with trash like the Twin Snakes, MGS 4 or MGS 5. Then MGS, I don't really count Peace Walker. Funny enough, MGS, what is it, Peace Walker was originally designed to be the next MGS game. Like I think it would have been 5 at the time. But the Konami executives didn't want the next entry in the high-profile series like that to be limited to a PSP because they figured it would have hurt sales and stuff.
Please don't.
So they just renamed it. Four is just a magical clusterfuck to watch. Yeah, 4 is a disaster. I absolutely hate MGS 4, but I despise MGS 5 even more. The only saving grace for MGS 5 is that graphics are good, the engine works really well, and the gameplay and the gameplay mechanics were solid. The only problem is it's literally one level repeated 100 times. So, do I like any game ever? Yeah, of Of course I like games. Why would I not? Peace Walker Stands Up is just as good as... I don't know about that. I didn't play Peace Walker until it came out in a HD collection. And it felt like an extremely cut down version of MGS3. Because of the small level design, because of the PS... Shit. He's gonna... He wanted me to shoot him. Because of the limitations of the PSP and all that. Here's another thing. They can see your shadows and whatnot. You can see theirs. Because of the extra tech, everything in it. The emotion engine, as they call it.
Freeze. Huh? Don't kill me.
Think of it this way, Bieber. I wouldn't be playing this if I didn't like it. Where's he?
Freeze.
They had to rejig a bunch of the controls and stuff for this when they did the remaster. Because the PS2 has pressure sensitive, what do we call them? Analog face buttons. Whereas the Xbox 360 doesn't. And later the PS3 got rid of them as well. Or got rid of support for them anyway. So on the PS2, if you wanted to put your gun down, you'd hold square to take your gun up. But you'd slowly release square if you wanted to put your gun back down. You can't do it in this one. You have to just tap the quick on equip. MGS5 is good until you realize that the whole thing. Everything about MGS5, I can't stand it. It's a nightmare. The main draw is the base builder. It's funny, while I was playing MGS, funny enough, as much as I hate MGS5, I think it's like my number 2 most played game on Steam. Mainly because so many of the things required real world time to build, and it was real world time while logged into the game. So sometimes what I do is I just go to sleep, leave the game on. Oh, someone is down there, that's not good. I'd leave the game on so the time would count down in the base just to get it. This looks like it's going to be a bit of a mess. Yeah, see, it's such a wasted opportunity. So much about MGS5 could have been good, could have been great. But it turns out it wasn't. It was just squandered potential. Okay, I'm going to have to do this a different way.
Freeze.
It's gonna... Whoa, he didn't see his, like, unconscious buddy?
Please don't.
Oh, I almost got seen there. Oh no, this guard is gonna come up and see my stuff now, actually. Rage. We gotta play the stealth game now. Did he leave? No, he woke him up. I heard him there. Yeah, such a waste. And then you had the, what were they called? The skull unit, or the guys in the parasite thing. And not to mention how the whole story went with the parasites and all that. It was just so stupid. Okay, now we get him. Yeah, there's the whole thing about the game never been finished. No one... See, the problem is... The info... Wait a minute, I'll hold them up here. The info is never 100%. Which is a bit of a problem, of course.
Freeze.
But yeah, they say MGS5 was never finished, that it's only 2 of the 3 chapters of the game, and then they just cut it short. Which kind of makes sense given where the story stopped, so... Oh no, I don't get seen.
Freeze.
No!
Wow, the other guy in the other room is still asleep in there.
Freeze.
And you are mine, dog
Don't
tag.
kill me.
Oh, I completely agree, Enigma. MGS3 is definitely the best one. Oh, he's waking up. That's good. It's just what I needed.
Freeze.
And there's the story chapter to connect the game to... Yes, so... If you believe hardcore MGS historians, if you will, supposedly they would need to make 2 more games to have the whole thing properly mapped out and properly displayed as the series. There is... Obviously, they'd need to finish MGS5. They'd also need to do the thing with Liquid Snake. As he grows up and becomes Liquid Snake, you know, you see him in MGS5, and then when he grows up and becomes Liquid Snake, and you need the whole thing with Zanzibar and Outer Heaven as its own game. And that would lead up from the end, that would fill in the gaps from between MGS5 to MGS1. And we don't talk about MGS Survive.
Is the Kasaka. Russian choppers.
Or, Survive, I should say, not Survive. Of course, they're sending in all the commies to get us, even though they don't know we're here because we're super secret stealth. Admittedly, I haven't played Survive for obvious reasons. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's brutal. Konami wanted to make a new Metal Gear. Yeah. See, they just wanted to cash in off the name and the whole loot box and monetization.
Snake, did you find out where that ship is headed?
Looking at it. 35 degrees longitude. Latitude around 58.
More than 500 miles off the coast of the Bermudas, out in the middle of the Atlantic. So the prototype is ready for solo testing. It's basically combat-worthy. That area is outside the Second Fleet's operational range, too. It must be a standalone Marine Corps project, which means this prototype Metal Gear must be designed for independent deployment, without any naval assistance. Anyway, analysis can wait till later.
$5 for a save file. Yeah, I heard about that.
Locate the actual
Apparently you do get at least one save file with it, which is crazy to even put those words in existence, but yeah, it's rough. But look at them now. They don't make pretty much any games anymore. All they make nowadays is Pro Ev and like pachinko machines and gambling machines and whatnot. I mean, which a lot of people don't understand this, but that makes perfect sense considering how much money they make in Japan. Their pachinko and gambling business is far, far, far more lucrative than their console business.
Report your status.
I mean, don't get me
Control
wrong.
room,
We're missing
communication and
great
engine
games and
room
all
are
because
under
of it.
control. All entry and
But
exit
I'm
points
looking
to
at
the
it from a
tanker
logic
hold secure.
business point of view.
Infrared sensors
I
placed and
understand.
operational.
Good work. Are the explosives in place?
Yes, they are all planted.
Listen, once we have what we came for, the tanker will be scuttled.
And the vehicle's pilot.
He's the only one who underwent the VR training. No one else can do it.
Are you sure you can trust him?
Your part in the mission is complete. You are to leave at once.
No, it's not over yet.
I can see the moon, even in this storm, pale as death. I have a bad feeling about this mission. You swore this to me, that you would leave the unit once the mission was complete.
There's a great
Do not
little...
worry, this is a country of liberty.
No, this is where
what
I
do we call
belong,
it?
with the unit. I have nowhere else to go. Father,
Like,
I want to stay and
reference?
There is no choice to make here,
Easter
Olga.
egg?
Need I remind you that
Kojima
you are
commentary?
carrying my grandchild? You will be on the helicopter out of here now.
Damn it.
See, what I don't understand is the whole thing about about Olga carrying the grandchild already. Supposedly, that's Sonny in MGS4, who is supposedly fathered by Otacon. How does that happen
Hands over your head.
pre-MGS2?
Toss your gun overboard, slowly. A woman. Show your face.
You men, you're all the same.
Who are you?
It's like, there it is in the bottom corner. She has underarm hair, of course, because she's Russian.
Wanderers.
I said don't move.
Americans. So you shoot women too.
I'm a nomad too. What else do you have there? Take the knife and toss it.
Slowly.
Not there. Toss it overboard. Hold that position. Now, turn around.
Oh, maybe it's just he's listed as the adopted. Maybe that's right. The adopted parent.
It stopped raining. Not too shabby, is it? New York, I mean.
New York, New York, it's a hell of a town. That's some slick knife, though. It even has a gun in the handle. Single shot.
And that brings our tour to its conclusion.
Scout knife with a surprise. You a Spetsnaz?
I think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged
Kick
that
her in the
shot of mine.
Spetsnaz.
But no one gets lucky twice.
Well, Beaver, that's how Kojima views Russian women. Probably even European ones too. All the underarm hair and whatnot. This is actually really difficult to do on the console, on the remaster,
I've been with the units
because of the controls compared to the PS2.
conflict and victory were my parents.
But
The unit
this is another thing I'll praise Kojima for. I've always said that it's the small details and stuff.
bad, I love
You can do lots of that cool stuff here.
nothing else.
You can shoot out the light. You can shoot off the tarp. So she can't hide behind it properly. It's really good in that way. It's really, really detailed. No, it's not. This is. Oh shit. This is only hard mode. But look, everything is analog. So I can. If I can. Oh shit! I didn't see the grenade. Like you can do all the looks everywhere around. That's all analog. Left, right, left, right. It's all ever so slight. And that, boyos, is why analog is best. Tell that to Nintendo though. They decided to not do that anymore. Where is she? Oh, nailed me. Standard edition meme weapon. I've seen that in something else as well. I can't remember what it is though. Oh, how did she get me? I gotta. When my health turns orange in the top left, I'm bleeding, so I gotta crouch to stop bleeding. She's trying to peek out the left, but I don't have a shot without getting murdered. Maybe I will. Oh, I can get her through. Got her. So you can shoot through all the little gaps. It's so detailed. Oh yeah, and a headshot does more damage because, well, taking a trank to the head really does. But since I shot the light out and the tarp and all, she actually uses them against you in the fight. So if you preempt it, she can't. Oh, there she is. Oh, one more to get her. Oh, I missed. I never miss. They call me Bullseye. Colin Farrell style. Now I get a real gun. Also, Snake doesn't usually wear the shades. It's just because we... Oh! Whoa. Okay, I lost signal for 1 second. It should come back. There we go.
Cypher. Otacon, the ship appears to be under their control. The men have Russian gear, but I haven't been able to find out anything else about their origin.
I know who they are.
You do?
We've ID'd the old man,
Who is he?
Sergei Gerlukovich.
Gerlukovich, one of Ocelot's allies.
Yeah, the GRU colonel. He's the one Ocelot was supposed to meet up with after Shadow Moses.
They're after Metal Gear.
Everything's changed. This is not going to be as simple as we thought.
You could say that. I saw a surveillance remote just now. It looked like the Cypher.
A Marine Cypher T?
No, Army.
First the Marines, then the Russians.
Whole world's against
now
you,
the
Snake.
Army?
You're right. This isn't gonna be simple.
Snake, there's something I have to tell you.
What?
We didn't dig up this info about the new Metal Gear on our own. Not like usual.
How did you find out then?
It was a tip. An anonymous tip.
Anonymous? You've never trusted those. Why would you start now?
I have a younger sister, a stepsister. We have different parents. I only knew her for 2 years.
You've never mentioned her before. So?
The sender of the tip was E.E.
E.E.?
Her name is Emma, but I always call her E.E.
Emma?
Emotion engine.
Yeah, it just caught my
PS2.
eye, you know? I figured it was a coincidence, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. There's really no one out there who knows about her.
When was the last time you saw her?
Over 10 years ago.
You think it's a trap to lure us out here?
I don't know. After I got the tip, I did break into the Pentagon system to get confirmation.
Okay.
Watch your back, Snake. Maybe I screwed up.
I've got a light-equipped USP. I can take them on now. There's no ammo, but it takes a 9mm, just like the Marines' M9. I'll find those somewhere around here.
Don't raise too much racket with that thing.
I hear you.
Right, now we can wake her. No, we don't even need to wake her up. I forgot you can't wake her up. You just shake her to get the tag. And we can play some good old bluff since we have no bullets. This changes on all the difficulties. Can't remember which one it's on. There it is. Suppressor. Now we don't even need that. Now it'll be nice and quiet. We'll be able to get it at the perfect time. Thermal goggles. Well, no, bandana. Nice thermal goggles. Not that you can see much in these a lot of the time. They really only have one or two specific uses. Now, it's going to kill me because this isn't a 100% every dog tag in the tanker on this difficulty run right now, because there's so many different things you have to do to get them. You have to level up your grip strength, you have to take certain paths and certain everything. Another cool thing is small attention to detail. Since I have no bullets, if I try and shoot him, obviously the gun clicks, he hears that and he'll fight me. Just put him out anyway. The wet box, my favorite type. Finally got some real bullets. I can find that guy who wanted me to shoot him. Well, I say wanted me, but he was putting up a fight. So now I can finally get a dog tag from him. Walk away. Don't look this way. Oh. Wait. I might have made it out. Okay, we made it. I heard the alarm go during the loading screen, but we made it. Okay, we'll lure him around. Oh no.
Freeze.
Huh? Who's that?
That damn sneeze sold me out. There's no medicine the second time round. Oh yeah, since we have it. Lasers. Oh, there's a sneeze again. Thankfully, we have... Oh, you can also do this to reveal the lasers. Or stun guards with it as well. That can also work. Wait, I shot that. Why am I crawling under it? Oh, I don't believe I did that. I should make it anyway. Just gonna hide in here for a second. It's kind of sad. MGS 1-3 is more attention to detail. Yeah, I mean, it really is. Like, that's what I loved about MGS 1, 2, and 3 so much that was completely absent from MGS 4 and 5. It was all the small attention to detail. Like, in MGS 1, when you're sniping against Sniper Wolf for the first time, or just after, if you start sniping all the rats above her, the colonel and all them will contact you and say, Snake, what are you doing? You're not on rodent patrol and stuff like that. It's... Oh my god, that is the worst sneeze ever. It's the small details like that that made it special. An enemy, you know, he's walking away, you can shoot out his radio. That kind of stuff. If you're quick enough, when you get seen, you can shoot the exclamation mark above their head.
Freeze.
And that will disable their alarm. It's It's really stuff like that that's just... It's not only missing from modern games, but it's missing from even modern Kojima games. MGS and whatnot. I have to do this without sneezing.
Freeze.
Now, this is going to be the tricky part. There's several guards in here. I think it's the one out on the right-hand side. The one that's going to walk in front of me now. Yes. There we go. Oh, they both fell on top of each other. Oh no, this isn't the right one. It's the other guard. When you get the coolant spray later on, it's much easier quicker to wake them up. There's back in the day, in one of the Splinter Cell games on the OG Xbox, I don't remember which one it was. I want to say it was either the second or the third one. But because of the whole console wars and brand wars and stuff back then, in Splinter Cell, you could grab a guard, it was only one specific guard, and interrogate him with your knife to his throat. And when you do, he says, you ask about something like supplies or ammo or something like that, and he goes, whoa, I don't have it. What do you think? You can just point a gun at me and I'm going to shake and drop it?
Freeze.
And it's a clear dig at MGS.
What are you?
I'm going to shoot you.
Don't kill me.
So all you do is just shoot the guard in the arm or the leg. Sometimes you have to shoot them twice. Don't shoot them in the same limb twice, and if you shoot them in the arm, make sure you shoot them in the leg next time. Otherwise they pass out and stuff like that, and you don't want that. Yeah, there was another one as well during, I think it was E3 one year. Raven.
Raven?
Yeah, during E3 one year. I think it was when Ubisoft were going to announce a new Splinter Cell game or something. They had Sam Fisher sneak on like it was Solid Snake. Or maybe it was Solid Snake sneaking on like he was Sam Fisher. And he was carrying a bunch of stuff in a white background. And then, I can't remember what happened, what became of it.
Freeze.
Oh, also, you don't just have to point a gun at their heads. Because all the guards are men. All you need to do is threaten what's important.
Don't kill me.
Just point your gun at his balls. I know I'd give it up. There's all sorts of weird, like, again, weird Kojima stuff. Where is my camera? Okay, look at, no, I can't see it from here. I'll show you. We'll find it. Don't worry. There's more. We're just stealthing up until then.
Freeze.
Good. They give it up quick. Now, oh, you know, I might as well show people here too. You can do pull-ups. That's right, you can actually do pull-ups. Now, there's two different uses for the pull-ups. You can hang while you're hiding, go into first person, pull up so you can see up there. Or if you do a certain amount of pull-ups, it's 100 of them. That's right, 100. Imagine trying to do that, and unironically. You increase your grip strength. Goes up to level 3. And you need it to make certain stealthy choices. But what you can also do is if you drop while hanging from the ledge, if you drop and catch on to the ledge underneath, it counts as 10 pull-ups. So if you do that 10 times, it levels up. Of course, when you look around here, I usually do it from there to there. But if you do it and you fail, you miss the drop, you just completely drop to your death. Which is kind of strange. But you need it for a bunch of specific things. Well, I mean, look at this. Where am I? Why is this here? I don't know. There's a guard above me who every so often just walks to the edge, looks around, takes out some binoculars and looks at that. And if I shoot that with a handgun, it explodes. I mean, what sense does that make? Oh, I missed him. Or did I hit him, but just wrong. Yeah, there we go. Wake him up to get his dog tag. There's actually a great example right above me. As soon as we deal with this guard, I'll show you, of the grip strength coming in for different routes.
Freeze.
He's got darts just sticking out of his face. Okay.
Don't shoot.
Yeah, you started chicken out that way, didn't you? Oh, come on, that's a hard shot. Oh, there we go. That'll work. So if your grip strength is high enough, you can, it's like right up, oh hang on, I think someone's coming. Careful. Yeah. I don't know how he didn't see me.
What's that?
Spoke too soon. Oh, you nailed me. It's bad.
Enemy sight.
They're going to send guards to back him up now. Can't really see it, but there's a little wire going across there. If your grip strength is high enough, you can actually jump over. Yeah, they're the riot squad to come in and help them out. And you can like shimmy across that way instead of going down and working your way through all these guards and stuff. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if that's exactly what he was going for. In fact, just the other day, well, everyone has always said that Kojima should just make movies because his gameplay skills are like, if you skip all the cutscenes and the codex and all in MGS2, you can finish the game in like an hour. So it's several hours of cutscenes. MGS4 has something like, it's like 6 hours of cutscenes, 6.5 hours of cutscenes, and between them and videos and stuff, it's just awful. And just the other day, Kojima announced that his production studio, his new one that made Death Stranding, Kojima Productions, is going to be making films. I was like, okay, Kojima is actually getting to do what he wants to do, clearly. Oh, that's a riot guard. I'm not trying to mess with him. Oh shit. That's gonna go bad. Okay, I'm gonna have to hide in here. Here's another cool thing they gotta add in because of the power of the PS2. The clearing cam. They clear the area, all tactical and whatnot. And you can see it from a different perspective. Like, stuff like that was so crazy at the time. Should be good. Hopefully we don't get seen. Oh no! They're giving me... I thought I could avoid this. This is the unavoidable.
Wait! Don't move!
I see it. Some kind of device on both sides of the hall. Infrared sensors?
Right, and they're linked to...
Let me guess. Semtex.
Exactly. Plastic explosives.
So this is what they were talking about.
Looks like it. If you trip the sensors...
I'll be sleeping with the fishes, along with this entire ship.
That sounds about right.
I'm not in the mood to go sleep with the fishes, but there are too many sensors. Looks like I'll have to find another way.
No need to worry. There's a way through. Take a close look. Do you see the thing with blinking green lights right next to the explosives?
Yeah, I've already shot several of them out.
That's the control unit for the sensors. Destroy that, and the sensors stop functioning. You can't get in close enough to touch it, so you'll have to shoot it out. But the M9's knockout rounds won't work.
Well, on the plus side, you may not have your PS2 for MGS2, but if you have an OG Xbox, a PC, an Xbox 360, an Xbox One, or a PS3, you can still play it. Oh yeah, and again, this kind of thing. Shoot the bag of flour like a fire extinguisher. It kicks up and you can see everything. That's what I always find that funny. Everyone used to go, oh, MGS2 or MGS2, PS2 exclusive.
Arizona Bridge checkpoint passed.
But it came out on OG Xbox and PC.
All non-essential personnel report to the holds in 10 minutes time for the
and we have
scheduled briefing
this.
session with the commandant.
The light on the gun.
You are ordered to continue manning your posts until that time.
And that can get you caught. Like if you're running around and you get seen or someone sees the light, yeah, you can get done in hard for that. Oh, yeah, if you have your PS3, you can buy the collection. It's not very good on the PS3 because... Oh, no, actually, I take that back because they patched it. Oh my god, what's happening? My signal dropped. This damn HDMI cable is not... This is a terrible one. Also, I'm going to get myself caught here, but again, I'm going to do it just to show this off. It's the small details. Okay, that guard's there. I want to lean out from around the corner, right? What happens? I knock the pipe over. And now suddenly, he's checking everything out. Look at him edging slowly to check where I am.
Who's there?
And the other guard.
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Now, you can't actually knock that pipe over normally. If you lean out before the guard gets there, it doesn't knock over. If you lean out after, it doesn't knock over. Specifically there for that purpose.
Nah, it was just my imagination playing tricks on me.
Freeze.
You can't. If you try to sneak up on him with the USP, the flashlight sets him off. So you always got to be careful.
Freeze.
Although I wonder how he hears you with his headphones on.
Freeze.
No! Please don't.
It's funny because everyone used to love Solid Snake. Now, granted, Solid Snake's still a cool character, but everyone used to think he was the best and nothing in MGS could ever be cooler. Then MGS 3 came out, and Big Boss is just so much better in every way. He's so more hardcore and everything. Like when Solid Snake holds someone up, MGS 2 says like freeze. Big Boss holds someone up in MGS 3, freeze. Oh, that's a terrible example, but it's just more gruff, more manly, more hardcore. No, I want my rations here. And MGS 3 is arguably even more detailed because of the camo system. And it's like they've improved how your footsteps and sounds are registered and how things are seen as well. Yeah, true. He is the inferior clone.
Colonel, we have sealed the stern hatch. The lift is also under our control.
We're on the foredeck, about to descend to the holds.
Sir, the Marine Commander has started his speech already.
We will complete the preparations before the end of the speech.
All communications to the holds have been severed. No one is aware of our presence.
Let no one down into the holds until we are out.
Yes, sir. We will secure your exit with our lives if necessary.
There is one more thing.
Yes, sir.
My daughter, keep her safe.
Yes, sir.
Rip. See, I don't know why this guy's being overly paranoid about him. It's not like he should know Snake's there. Like, that didn't make sense. The sticks on the 360 controller, or even the Xbox One controller, are nowhere near as good as the ones on the PS2. See, here's another one, they're shooting out the lights. But of course my gun has a torch on it. So it doesn't matter. Well, one of my guns does. Yeah, I was about to say I didn't sure grenade. The handy thing about the trank is you just need to score one hit anywhere. You can even hit them in the leg, the arm, wherever it is. It just takes a little bit more time to take effect. I mean, if you get a headshot or a heart shot, sure, they go down instantly. Oh, I didn't know that one got thrown out. Oh, I didn't think the second one would get wiped out. Oh, I'm Die. Oh no, they're ration back. Oh, someone went down from a delayed shot. He just got one in the face. Don't know what was going on there. Okay, we got them all. Spamming grenades, nothing I could do. I'm like, come on!
Oh, come on!
I really need to use my soundboard more. I forget I have it half the time, even though it's staring me in the face on my desk.
Who goes there? Oh, Shalashaska. Why are you here? We thought you were with the Colonel. What the?
The traitor! Ocelot does whatever he wants.
The Colonel will be joining you soon.
Wasn't that door already sealed though?
Snake, are you in yet? Have you made it to the holds?
It's taking longer than I expected. We've already passed the Verrazano Bridge.
All right, we'll use another recovery point.
They may be planning to change course.
What?
The exits to the deck are all sealed.
What are they planning?
This next
If
room
they
is
get
another
Metal
big
Gear,
example.
we're
Or next section.
right off the fringe.
You're all familiar with the Shadow Moses
The men down here are definitely Marines.
The current state of nuclear...
If the deck is sealed off, they have no way of knowing that the ship's been taken over.
I'm not interested in fighting these guys. The weapons won't do me much good here.
Can you see Metal Gear?
No. I'll have to go around to the bow. They have some serious defenses here. I doubt the recent arrivals want to blast their way through the Marines either.
Wonder where
That's
they're
just
headed.
why they locked
I
them
don't
on me.
know. Not the beach, that's for sure.
But yeah, if you have your...
Okay, Snake.
Well,
Let's go over
I
this
thought it
momentum.
was over.
Use this camera to get photographic evidence of the Metal Gear prototype. Now do your thing and take pictures that speak louder than the government's plausible denials. We need 4 shots. Metal Gear from the front right, and front left, and a close-up of the Marine Corps marking.
Marking?
See, why did he already has a
Marines
picture?
insignia on the body of Metal Gear.
Okay, it's a video.
Just let someone try explaining away a clear shot of that.
All right.
There's actually one little thing.
Just spit it out. I'm used to things going wrong.
It looks like someone's monitoring our transmission.
Who?
I don't have a clue. All they're doing is watching. It would creep me out less if they tried to interfere with our communications.
They like to
Could it have
watch.
something to do with that cipher we saw?
Maybe. I've switched the encryption protocol for our burst transmission for now. What I want to do is use a different method for sending these photos, just in case.
Instead of using the codec?
Exactly. There's a workstation in the
Find yourself
southeast
an
corner
old
of
school
the block
computer.
where Metal Gear is housed. I've made arrangements so that
This
you
game
can
is
send
the early
pictures from
2000s
machine.
after all.
Arrangements?
I hitched a ride on Link 16 into U.S. military's proprietary network. Managed to get into that workstation and overrode a parking
And
system
now that I
software
think
so
about
I
it,
could
it turns
remote
out that
install a
the
little
US
app I
is
wrote.
way behind in
Why bother
certain
with anything that
technological
complicated?
activities.
No, it's pretty simple, really.
Like how it was just announced recently
All
that
you
the
have
Air
to do is
Force
stand
now
in front of the
will
machine
no
and
longer,
push the
in
action
2019,
The app will
use
automatically
floppy
launch the
disks
download the
for their
image data from the
nuclear
camera,
launch codes.
split the files and encrypt them individually. The data packets can then masquerade as...
Okay.
Oh,
So all I
nice
have
one,
to do is
Beaver.
push the action
I was
button
smart
in
at
front
her.
of the computer once I have the pictures, right?
Well, she is English, so that's not too hard,
Put
but
it that way. And one more thing. The Commandant's already begun his speech, but you need
So
to
no
get the
emergency
pictures
pizza?
before he's done talking. Otherwise, they'll spot you, okay?
How much time do I have?
I hacked into his personal files and took a look at the text of that speech. I'd say you have 7 more minutes. Longer if he throws in a joke or two.
A 7-minute time limit, huh?
Remember, Snake, just the photos, okay?
With these kinds of odds, I won't be making any sudden moves. But that doesn't mean we can just let Metal Gear be hijacked.
Okay.
well, no
but
pizza for
first
you
the
then.
photos.
No emergency
All right,
pizza.
We'll deal with the rest when we get there.
Stay low.
But yeah, if you have your maxed out grip here that you would have developed much earlier.
Every
hang on, I'm
industrialized
bleeding. I
nation
need to
on the
sort this
globe
out.
knows the specifications.
Oh yeah,
of
and
metal.
enemies can see your blood trail and follow you as well.
So do a number of rogue states.
You can jump over here and like shimmy along the top platforms and stuff, find a nice secure way across. There's tons of different ways through this entire place here.
About to see a swarm of these Metal Gear derivatives.
It's good that it was nice and
We initiated
diverse.
development of Metal Gear Ray as a
And if you notice, there's a guy in the middle
counter-targeted
in a pair of
weapons
boxer shorts.
system. The only
GG.
thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course,
And it's the
another
problem
Metal
everyone
Gear.
probably makes the first time is walking in front of a projector.
With Ray, the hundreds, if not thousands of
Yes, that
Metal
will
Gears
get
that
you
exist
caught.
all
Your
over the
silhouette
world
shows
are
up
no
on the
longer a
screen.
threat.
Everyone
The
turns
blind rush to
around.
nuclear proliferation will
and
be
you're in trouble.
contained, and it will be the Marine Corps and our Ray that will accomplish this.
Again, attention to detail, small
This
things.
weapon will render all other Metal Gears obsolete.
You don't have to go through
Nations building up their own
these
Metal
small
Gears
underground
will think
pipes.
twice about their
You don't
nuclear
have to
weapons.
shimmy along the cables and the platforms at the top. You can just casually, carefully go along the floor.
The shift in the balance of power will mean a new world order. We, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs. Some say that the strategic importance of
You gotta be careful as well at some points.
The opposition from the Navy is an undeniable fact. There is a lot of pressure from Navy brass.
Certain things happen at different times where
Submarine and
if you're in the
air
wrong
battery.
place, ooh lad, you were done for.
Not to mention interference from a major player. But this project is vital to the Marine Corps.
Hard to believe that with how much money is spent on a military force here that yeah, it's one of the things where they just it's like companies when they don't want to upgrade from Windows XP because all their systems are on Windows XP.
It is a fact that players in favor of such a policy are
It's just that
attempting to
kind of thing.
derail our own raid project.
They want to eke the every single last possible second, last possible penny out of it.
I have a daughter. It is my greatest wish never to have her or her children experience
So you think
the
you'd be
horror
nice, casually safe and all. Of course,
Forget
some guy drops down his gun, or not his gun, his clip. So if you're not careful and he looks down there to try to get that,
You must be tense.
and if you're,
Let's do a little stretching, shall we?
of course, stretching, they're looking around up there, left, up, down, right, whatever, down. What happens if you're under a vent when they look down? Well, you get screwed. Again, you gotta be careful with small details.
Right. Down.
So nowhere is truly safe. There's a little Easter egg up in this next part. I can't remember where it is fully though, so I don't think we're going to get it.
Down. You're all familiar with the Shadow Moses incident during the Sears administration. The current state of nuclear proliferation is a direct result of that event.
Got the hero pose. And of course,
Metal Gear.
because we got to the final one so quickly, all the guards are in their boxers. Don't ask me how that happens. Don't ask me why. Kojima has some sort of
Metal Gear Ray
weird
is
fetish about it,
amphibious.
apparently. But
Unlike the Army's Rex, it can cruise deep underwater, move in undetected,
don't
and make
remember
its
where
landing
it
on
is.
any shoreline.
oh, maybe.
Its onboard joint tactical information.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, anyway, if you get back here quick enough and look around, you can actually find Ocelot just sitting around here.
And it is yours to guard. I'd like you all to think about what that means. We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray.
Some really weird stuff as well. Like that general or colonel or whatever it is that's talking, the black guy. That's, we'll just call him Colonel. That's Colonel Dolph. Scott Dolph. But it turns out that later on in the game, throughout the lore and everything and all that, you find out that him and Vamp are a duo, a romantic duo. It's really strange,
Our Ray has a
considering
sting
Kojima.
that
Right,
nature
camera.
never gave the Manta. With this latest Metal Gear, we can rule the sea
There's our
and
first
land
one.
as we never have before. George Sears surrendered his presidency in the aftermath of Shadow Moses. The official reason given did not, of course, include the development of Metal
see,
Gear Rex and Next Generation.
It doesn't make
nuclear
sense.
warheads.
It's just Kojima being Kojima.
But even you will have heard rumors that he was forced to resign after the failed cover-up costing his
You can't kill
influence in the
these
political community.
these Marines. If you kill one of them, you fail the mission.
The Metal
They
Gear
are
Rex
good guys,
development of
after all.
Shadow Moses was supposedly the first preparatory measure
That was
taken
amazing
against the
shot by
future
myself,
possibility
if I
of
do say
reduced
so myself.
nuclear defense capability. NMD technology leaked to other nations would make that contingency likely. But if this theory is correct, it means that there was a calculated intent to cash in on this opportunity by specific interests within the military-industrial complex. We are here today to flush out and rid our country of these corrupting forces.
So I gotta make it across.
That is our
Gotta
mission.
make it across. I made
We'll
it.
bear that in mind.
And we're done. Some good intel for me. Hit me up with it, Beaver. Intel me up. If I remember right, there's some little references in here too. It's something like, I think it's like Zone of the Enders or something like that. Oh no, there it is. Look, Police Knots, Scott. That's one of them. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific, Beaver. I'm sure I've heard tons of them have had those at this point. I've seen a bunch. I've
So,
heard a
any
bunch.
codec moments from you,
Not
Snake?
not recently though.
The
So
first image is... This is great. The Marines lettering
oh, the
shows
Consulate
up really
Lavatar is
well.
kind of cool though. It's obviously not the one I want. She's too good for that.
What's next? Okay, that's good. The shot from the right is in the bag. And the next one is... Okay,
Shot
this
from the
works.
front.
It's a great front view. What's next?
We want the one on the left.
You're a pretty good photographer. We can definitely use this left shot. Okay, now we have all the photos.
No,
Snake,
so I know,
the
Beaver.
speech is about to
So I
wind
know.
up. Forget the photos and get out of there now.
Get to the chopper.
We, the Marines, will lead the charge into a new world order.
New World Order.
With Metal Gear Ray. That is all. Dismissed.
I should put that on my soundboard, actually, the New World Order thing. Good idea, Q. Someone's doing a seal clap. Ack. Kojima World Order, yeah, that's true.
Excellent speech, my friend.
Who the?
Kojima.
Gift of the silver
Following
tongue.
message has been presented.
They say it's the
by
mark of a
Kojima
good
Young
officer. End of a liar.
So does that make
Americans
me a good
are
officer
too in
or a
love with
liar?
the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Identify yourself.
I'm gonna go with good officer. That's all me. Up and down the board.
I am Shalashaska, also called Revolver Ocelot.
I love how they put in the clips of MGS1. It's so good. And you think about it, you're on a PS2 game and they throw in the clips of MGS1. They can't just re-render those 3 individual frames.
What do you want?
Just to make it look better.
This machine will be quite useful.
What are you planning to do? Steal this thing?
Steal? No, I'm taking it back.
Liberating it. It's too quiet. And then this big guy just appears out of nowhere. Sneaks through 2 entire cargo holds full of Marines. It's not like he's solid snaked here.
Nobody move. Understood?
It's almost like he's using alien magic.
This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button. That's right. No one has to die needlessly.
All these guys just appear out of nowhere.
We're almost at the target.
See, what you don't realize is Gerlukovich was actually there the entire time. He's like Drax. He even kind of looks like him. It's just his movements were so subtle and so precise that you weren't able to perceive him actually being there.
What do you intend to do with Ray? Sell it on the streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 70, the nuclear research outpost.
What are you talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
Is there a point to this sad story?
Now you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America.
Pig.
Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian, developed by us.
What do you intend to do?
Russia will rise again. And Ray is the key.
I regret to inform you that I have no intention of selling Metal Gear. As I said, I came to take it back.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you gotta remember, it's PS2
Patriots.
era voice acting.
The Lale Lule Lo.
Not only
How's that
was
possible?
voice acting back then very, very
You
different.
have
I
you sold
referenced
us out?
Shenmue as the prime
I
example.
was never in your employ, Gerlukovich.
Are you still in league with
But-
Solidas?
Even then,
No hard feelings, Colonel.
MGS was kind of considered B-movie
Mother
tier
Russia can
acting.
rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War.
Ah!
Metal Gear only has room for one! Gerlukovich, you and your daughter will die here.
Damn you!
Go Ocelot, do your thing. The Cold single action. The greatest handgun ever made. And of course, we find out in MGS3 why he used that.
Sergey, looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
2 days into retirement. When did he reload? When did he? Who knows? He's all just...
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's what he does. What could be like Pacific Rim? That has kind of space for 2, I guess. But no, this is just a little thing. At least it's not like Metal Gear Rex, where the pilot seat is like literally a cockpit.
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
Damn Russians, even backstabbing their own men. Very Russian. Very Russian. Don't let him get away. What do you got? How are you gonna stop him? He's in Metal Gear Ray. Well, he's getting into it, I guess. It screams huge amounts of how Kojima have used the American Marines. They can't shoot for shit, apparently. They're very poorly trained. And there we have it. The very first time you ever see the worst thing ever created in the MGS series.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore.
That whole liquid
Snake.
ocelot thing is the worst thing ever in the entire
You're
mess of
drowning
a
in
convoluted
time.
series.
I know what it's like, brother. No wonder Naomi passed you over for the Fox dive.
Stormtrooper aim? Marine trooper aim? Which one has worse?
Ouch! Get out of my mind, Liquid!
The price of physical prodigy. Few more years and you'll be another dead clone of the old man. Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies. But
See, this makes me
live
wonder.
on through this arm.
I've played MGS4 twice, and I absolutely despise it both times. It's terrible. Part of the reason why is it runs so poorly. The game is like standard definition and runs at 20 FPS most of the time. It's very, very difficult to play. And it's just a bad game in general. It always makes me wonder if they ever remastered it. It wouldn't save it because the story and the gameplay is still whack. But it would make it a little bit more playable. Would I play it if it came out? I don't know. Well, that's the beauty of it. I can play what I want, when I want, how I want, whenever I want. I have options, I have choice. Come on, Snake, you can swim it. You'll be fine. Just wrangle Metal Gear Ray.
You don't have what it takes after all! You're going down, Snake, with this tanker!
They're still shooting instead of trying to run. Handgun and everything. What is he, Tom Cruise? No, not Tom Cruise. Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan. Feels like an MGS where he just squashes the great boss. Yeah, the whole Ocelot. Oh yeah, the game goes into like standby mode, really, or the console goes into standby mode because the cutscenes are so long, and it messes up the output. Yeah, GG game, GG. Yeah, the liquid Ocelot arm thing is the worst thing created in this entire series. Since Ocelot got his hand cut off in one, Liquid was killed in one, they implanted the arm onto him to give him a second hand, and apparently that lets Liquid cells take over Ocelot's body, because that's good writing by Kojima. Explain why the worst plot device, the worst mechanic, the worst story point, the worst anything in MGS history. Snake! I'm quickly running through MGS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my mind, and that is the single worst point. Second would probably be the three words, vocal cord parasites. If I hear that one more time, I'm going to scream. Matrix style, camera stops and floats around. Oh, you're going to play Bloodborne? Okay. You understand this big boss, this big boss.
No problem.
Big Boss isn't in this game. Unless you mean Solidus. Or Big Boss himself. Although, I guess the one they refer to as Big Boss, yeah, is Big. Well, technically, no, he's not Big Boss in Phantom Pain. Because there's the whole mess with that story is like the entire game, you're not Big Boss. It's so fucking stupid.
Yes, at the location we discussed.
It's just an absolute disaster.
Yes,
oh no, don't worry. Let me repeat it ever so slightly. Just we'll turn down his volume just a little bit more. You said you're gonna stream something shite, so it's like, yeah, you're gonna stream Bloodborne. That makes perfect sense. But anyway, yeah, to clear up the whole Big Boss thing. So, in MGS 5, this is a spoiler if you want, the game has been out 4 years. If you haven't played it yourself, you don't know the story by now, well, rip. But throughout the entire story of MGS 5, you are not Big Boss. That's revealed at the very end of the game. In the ending, you are not Big Boss. But the Big Boss in this one, the Big Boss they refer to in MGS 2, is the real one in MGS 5. The alternate one. So, it works that way. And the real Big Boss, the one in the ending of MGS 5, is Big Boss from MGS 3 and MGS Peace Walker. New item obtained. What do we get? Stealth camo. Finally, we have enough to do stealth camo. So everything is much, much easier when I go back and do a little cleanup run through all of that stuff. Yes, I will save it. The game would let me. There we go. Keep pressing the wrong button. So now we have 4 difficulties done. I think I have normal done as well. I'm pretty sure I played it first time through on normal. And then I went back and did very easy, did hard tonight, and then the rest. Why aren't I playing Death Stranding? Because it's not out on PC yet. Why would I play an inferior console version of a game when there's a confirmed PC version of a game coming out? Especially, not just that, but of a game I have almost zero interest in. A game that I only have the absolute bare minimum interest of actually buying. And that's why. But wasn't there a boss fight against Big Boss as Solid Snake in one of the games? No, there wasn't. You might be thinking of the one at the end of MGS4, where you're fighting Ocelot as Snake. You're fighting Ocelot in all his different forms as Snake and all his different forms. Like Snake, Solid Snake, Big Boss, all of those ones that goes through there. But in none of the MGS games do Solid Snake and Big Boss meet. No, actually, you know what? They do have one meeting, if I remember right, in MGS5, but Solid Snake is a kid. Him and Liquid Snake are there, if I remember right. I know Liquid Snake is definitely in it, but I'm pretty sure Solid Snake is there as well. But they're only kids, and that's it. There's no fight between them in any of the games. There should be. Like I mentioned way back earlier in the stream, to technically finish the entire MGS story, they need to finish MGS5. There's 2 other additional games that they would need to make. There's the one with Liquid becoming Liquid, from being a kid and growing up and becoming Liquid. And there's the one with Outer Heaven and Zanzibar, which would have a fight between Solid Snake and Big Boss, because that's where Snake kills Big Boss. It's in the whole Outer Heaven incident. Zanzibar / Outer Heaven. Snake kills Big Boss. So if they ever made that and stuck to the story, there would be a fight between them in that. You do find what people believe to be Big Boss in MGS4. I can't fully remember the details on it and the specifics and intricacies of it, because it's been so long since I've played it and it's just a convoluted mess. But there's the whole, when they're keeping his remains and all in like the back of the van, and they're transporting it around to keep it safe and all. If I remember correctly, that's not actually Big Boss. Because... no, that's not Big Boss, because you see Big Boss still alive. Wait, I can't even remember. Is he still alive? Who is it you see at the end of MGS4 in the wheelchair and pushing the wheelchair? I think it's Captain Zero in the wheelchair. And is it Big Boss? I can't remember. It's, see, that's the whole thing. This is my point. Kojima is a terrible writer. He's a terrible writer. It's plot holes for days. And people will give him credit and say, oh, that's just how Kojima writes things. If Kojima always writes these massive plot holes and stuff that doesn't make sense, and he always does it, and that's his way, that makes him a bad writer. It's an absolute disaster. I mean, realistically, they'd need to remake the... It's like with every progressive game, every progressing game, or every sequel, it just retconned the shit out of stuff that made no sense more and more as they went. It's just a mess, and that is a brief glimpse of why I consider Kojima, post MGS3 Kojima at least anyway, a massive hack and hasn't made a good game since the end of MGS3. But that's enough of that. That is enough of that. We've gone on way too long. Haven't said a lot though. MGS1 is fantastic, MGS2 is fantastic, MGS3 is borderline masterpiece. Twin Snakes is a fucking disaster, MGS4 is a joke, MGS5 is one of the biggest insults to gaming ever to exist. But yeah, the Corpse in the Van, the Corpse in the Van is Solidus, okay. Or whatever, the third clone was Solidus. But again, it's all just a complete mess. It's an absolute disaster. But for now, I'm gonna leave that here. It was a nice little way to remember Kojima in his prime, in his good old days, back when we had proper quality, good Kojima products to play, and not just giant walking simulators. But that's beside the point. Anyway, for tonight, that is it. I'll thank everyone for joining me here, shooting this shit with me as always, because sure, I can stay here playing MGS2 or whatever it is and play it by myself, enjoy it by myself, but being able to shoot the shit with the stream chat, discuss the lore, all the craziness, whatever it is that happens, well, that's why I do this, and that's why it brings it, elevates it a bit beyond just playing the game, and it's far more fun. So, I thank everyone for being badasses as always in the stream chat for stuff like that. And until next time, be it a video, a stream, wherever it is, whatever it is, peace out. And I'll see you next time as I go and celebrate
A little bit of the bubbly.